All right, y'all, I just heard the delivery man. That means 7 new spring decks have arrived. And I think it would be more fun to unbox with you all than it would be for me to continue doing some spring cleaning and purging. So let's go see what's in those boxes, shall we? All right, y'all. Looks like the delivery driver was quite kind to me today. I actually got a few more things than just the decks. So I have a stack of decks over here ready to go. I bought a couple new notebooks. This one I'm using for a field study, some plant study. You can see my hands here. I've been gardening. It is springtime, so that's why I have this covered up here. I also tend not to do my nails during the summer because if I polish them, it's just going to come off because I have my hands in the dirt. But I bought this little journal for a field study. I have been doing the Year in the Wildwood, and I bought a journal very similar to this for my Year in the Wildwood, and I started doing the deck and walk as well. So that's one of the things that I do during the week. I have been just doing that in my my regular tarot journal, but I decided that if I was a month in and I was consistent, that I was going to purchase a new journal for myself. So I caught that one on special as well. These are both from Amazon. I don't know why I thought this was a deck. I ordered it in December, probably about the time I had ordered my last Seasons of the Witch deck, which was Yule. The Witch's Apothecary is by Lorraine Anderson. I'm sure you're familiar with her other decks. The next one that's coming out is Mabon, and I believe it's coming out in July. So I think when I purchased this deck is when I pre-ordered this book right here, and I've just kind of flipped through the paper is just absolutely gorgeous. The art in here is just so pretty. Basically, how to use this book, introduction to magical living, magic maker process, the working with the wheel of the year. And since we just had Ostra, we are next up for Beltane. So I'm going to just turn to page 155 here. Again, I've already did a quick flip through. It is just, if I could pick this book up secondhand, I'm definitely going to do that so I can use the paper, so I can rip it apart and use the paper. I do that a lot. I'll go to like the dollar book swap or you know, sometimes Half Price has a warehouse sale, and I'll pick up books just to rip apart. You can see here's the chapter on Beltane. It's got the dates, a little bit about the wheel of the year, themes and magical workings. You have the correspondence, and then it is just full of lotions and potions and all sorts of amazing goodness. So tons of recipes in here. If you are looking for some recipes, I cannot wait to dive into this. It is The Witch's Apothecary, again, by Lorraine Anderson. And I actually have another Lorraine Anderson Julie Diaz item that I'm going to be working with in the month of April. I picked this up on sale through Hay House. Now, all of their other decks are being published through Rockpool. This one I picked up from Hay House. I have not opened it as yet. If you guys want, I can do a quick little walkthrough. Just let me know in the comments. Juliet. Sorry, I said Julie Diaz in the beginning. I meant Juliet Diaz. She also has some great witchery books. And the one that I just acquired secondhand is Plant Witchery. And it has about 200 plants in it. Super excited. I've already started reading that. A lot of the plants I already have. So just fun to be reading through that. I will be opening this and using this in the month of April for in honor of Earth Day. It is, it says each card message is a invitation to tune into Mother Earth's guidance and your intuition. Each spell, ritual, or invocation, an opportunity to bring these lessons off the pages and into your daily practice. And each illustration is a reminder that we are part of nature, not outside of it. So again, I will be pulling a few of these cards during the month of April and working with this deck as well. Okay, the first deck I'm going to share with you guys is How to Be a Moonflower Deck. It's 78 Ways to Let the Night Inspire You by Katie Daisy. This is generally a deck that I probably wouldn't buy right off the bat. However, I am a huge Katie Daisy fan. This is published by Chronicle Books. I carried Chronicle Books for many years in my gift shop. They are kind of the gifty, feel-good affirmation books, if you will. Some great authors and artists. But the very first time I spotted Katie Daisy's work was in the Wild Offerings Oracle. This is by Tosha Silver. And this is one of my absolute favorite decks. It is always near me, and I will tell you why. So I'm part of like this little mastermind group, and whenever they're like, hey, Danielle, I need you to pull a card, this is the deck I go for. They're bright and inspiring, wonderful messages. So together with Tosha's work as well as with Katie Daisy's art, this is one of my all-time favorite decks. It's usually always here on my desk. Now, one of the other reasons why I was attracted to getting this is it said artworks and prompts to engage within the power of the night. And just last month, the Midnight Magic deck had also come out. So I think it just kind of was like a theme for me. And it says on the back of the box, it says, pick a card every night as a ritual or select one whenever you feel called to reflect, create, or seek adventure under the stars. I definitely am looking forward to putting this by my bedside. So now that I have like this deck at my work desk when I'm doing, Zoom calls, etc., so forth, I'm going to have this deck by my bedside. I have yet to open it. I plan on doing an unboxing or at least a flip through, a quick flip. And that is How to Be a Moonflower Deck by Katie Daisy. Alrighty, the next deck I have here is the Shadow and Light Oracle by Selena Moon, and you can see this is quite the holographic box. I have to say I love me a good box. Again, you can see pretty art on either side. This is published by Rockpool. Obviously, Rockpool just had a big release because I've got quite a few Rockpool decks here to share with you guys. The 36 cards and the guidebook. Can't wait to see what the inside of this deck looks like. But this is just one of those self-empowerment journal prompt affirmation type of decks. What attracted me when I was reading the description is how it offers two different perspectives in the matter. So showing you a different way of looking at a problem or an aspect of your life. So that's really what kind of brought me to purchasing this deck. So I will be doing a quick flip of all of the 36 cards somewhere here on my channel. I'm definitely putting this in the stack to work with in the month of April. All right, the next deck I have is also by Rockpool. Like I said, they had a couple different decks that got dropped here in April. It's the Clairvoyant Oracle. It is by BelindaGrace, illustrated by Tarn, Ellis. It says connect with your divine guidance. Honestly, I loved all the art. The goddess female empowerment thing was what kind of attracted me to this. This team also put out the love reading card, the True Love reading cards, and I believe they also put out the True Love Oracle last year. I also think I have a couple books by BelindaGrace specifically on clairvoyance. Again, it's 36 cards with a guidebook, typical Rockpool deck. I'll have a quick flip of this channel as well. Alrighty, next up I have Human Spirit Oracle, Learning to Reconnect. This is by Jena, Dellagrottaglia. I don't want to slaughter this. I'm sorry. Let me start from the beginning. Alrighty, next up I have, again, another Rockport deck. Human Spirit Oracle, Learning to Reconnect by Jena Dellagrottaglia. Let me not slaughter this. Dellagrottaglia. And I know it means something like from the cave. for those of you, you're probably familiar with Jena's work with Colette Baron-Reid for many years. She was her original artist. And obviously, Jena's been quite busy. It came out just recently. And was it a Rockport deck? It was Wild Woman Rising. Yeah, I think it was Wild Woman Rising. That came out at Christmas time. And who published that? Was that US Games? I think it was US Games. So she's got a US game deck out. She's got a Rockpool deck out. I know she's got another deck coming out soon. Ina Segal, who is one of my favorite authors. That I think is coming out later this fall. Anywho, okay, let me show you the box here. Let me show you some of the cards. First off, I'm a big fan of Jena's art. I think she's done a beautiful job. You can tell how her art has really become honed in, if you will. So I love Jena's work, and I love embracing and supporting the diversity in decks. People, that's what we want in the industry. Yeah, so I am so looking forward to working with this deck. Again, it is a Rockpool deck. It is 44 cards with a guidebook. I think I'm already going to put this out here. I'm going to do a walkthrough with this one. I mean, I'm going to do a quick flip, so you'll get to see all the cards here on my channel, but I am definitely going to work with this and come back and do a flip side with you, which is how I feel after I work with the deck. She's definitely been blossoming. I don't know if blossoming is the right word. Maybe that's because it's spring and I'm saying that, but she definitely has brought a lot to the Oracle tarot industry, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's on deck in the future for her. Alrighty, now I have the Water Alchemy Oracle by Alexandra Wenman. I believe it's Wenman. It is a 40 card deck and guidebook. It is published by Fenhorn. Why did I purchase this deck? Well, first off, I'm a sucker for anything water. I think I don't have it, but it's on my list, and that is the Archangel Fire Oracle. I know this is the same author, and that one's on my list. I'm looking for it secondhand. I'm probably not going to purchase it. Probably not going to purchase it new, but if I find one on the secondhand market, I will definitely pick that up. Since it is Earth Month, this is definitely one that's going to be on my stand to work with. Again, it's an Oracle deck. It's 40 cards, very vibrant cards. Again, looking forward to unboxing this one. Alrighty, the next deck I have is the Trickster's Journey, a tarot deck and guidebook by, I believe it's Jia Sung. And this did not come in shrink wrapped. It was just kind of in the box, which kind of worried me. I'll be honest, because this could have very easily fallen out and gotten damaged. If you are not about the too much packaging club, yeah, this has a lot of packaging. As you can see, this is the deluxe set. Perhaps they're just going to come out with a smaller version of this. It's published by a Running Press, and it was a pricier deck, I'll be honest. It retails for $30 US, 38 Canadian. The premise of this deck is it's based on, I'm just going to start unpacking it here. It is based on a Chinese mythology. It was let me think. It was 16th century Chinese novel. It was called A Journey to the West. A Journey to the West. And instead of the Fool, we have the Trickster, which is the monkey. The artist, which is Jia Sung, really had a new take on some of the classical figures of the major and minor arcana. She took symbolisms from Buddhism and ancient Chinese history. All right, so what we have here in the guidebook is we actually have a bit of text from one of the, I think there's 4 volumes in the Journey to the West, which again is it's a classic Chinese mythological novel, and I believe it was like 100 plus chapters throughout. 4 books, I think is how it's published. It was related to the Tang Dynasty. And again, the first part of the chapters are based on the birth of the Monkey King and his rebellion against heaven. And then there's another bunch of chapters on why he was searching for these scriptures and prepping for this journey. And then, so you could see like there's a whole history of mythology that is going to be followed throughout this deck. I'm going to be really honest. This is not a deck. This is going to be a study deck for me. I'm definitely going to be learning a lot more about the Chinese culture. If that's what you're into, I mean, I would highly recommend you check out this deck. But again, this is going to be a study deck. And right now I'm in the year of the Wildwood. So I'm doing a lot of Druid, upper British Island studies. So it's not something that I am going to take a deep dive into right now. But I will be honest, this guidebook was probably going to go by my bedside just so that I can flip through and read it. I love reading a good guidebook, whether I work with the cards or not. So this is definitely not something that I'll be working with right away. I will do a card flip through. I'll open it. I'll put that on my channel so you guys can see all the cards. However, I will not be working with this deck for a while, but I am looking forward to reading the guidebook. So this is actually my first Melinda Lee Holm deck. I do have the Divine Your Dinner cookbook, which was it's a cookbook for using tarot as a guide to your meals. I do have that. I love that little book. I know that she's coming out with a new guide, a new tarot guide, and I believe when I was purchasing this or checking this out on Amazon, Elemental Power Tarot is another deck that she put out. However, I don't have that deck. Again, this deck just intrigued me. I wanted to learn a little more about the system. I'm probably going to, again, devour the guidebook, but this is one that I'm definitely looking forward to working with. Let me know in the comments if you've already got this deck and if you're working with it and your thoughts on it. I'd love to know your feedback. I'm looking forward to doing some spreads. It says, you know, in their description about linking and having this magical world. Yeah, let me know. If you guys have already got this deck, let me know. I will be doing probably a walkthrough, first impressions with this deck. Anything that I have mentioned here, I will be adding the links as I get them filmed, or I will be popping them in the cards. 7 decks is really a lot of new decks at one time. I feel like, and let me know if this is true, the publishers seem to have very large drops. It just seems like when they're dropping new decks, they're all the decks that I want all at the same time, because I haven't bought a new deck in a couple weeks. I think the only deck I bought in March that was brand new was the Midnight Magic. No, I didn't. It was Midnight Magic, and I also bought the new Colette Baron Reed deck. And before that, the newest deck that I got in was the Hay House box. I haven't bought a lot of new decks in the past couple months. However, again, I've kind of splurged. I had a little extra money that I had earned through my affiliate accounts. Thank you very much if you've purchased through one of my affiliate links. I appreciate it very much. That is how I can continue to bring unboxings. And these videos are in no means to encourage consumerism or you to have FOMO or deck overwhelm, but it really is me bringing the decks to you so that you can see them, so you can make a decision whether you want to put this deck in your budget. Again, I held off on this deck for a little bit so I could see some of the art and some of the walkthroughs. It's getting pretty good reviews on Amazon. I think the only complaint I saw was really about the quality of the cards. Again, I really love the Midnight Mushroom deck by Sarah Richard. I love that deck, but mine came in damaged. It was just cheap stock. But I'm using it as a working deck, and eventually maybe I will purchase another one. just to have it in a nice new condition, but I don't see it going away anytime soon. So I don't know how you feel about that. I am very gentle with my decks, but then there's like, once it has a crease or something in it, I just let it have it, right? You are worried about over packaging. This is definitely a deck that has some over packaging because, again, it has not only the sleeve, but a box in a box and a hardbound book. So that's all I got for you today. So if you like this video, be sure to smash that like button and ring the bell so you can see more of my content in the future. All right, y'all have a beautiful day. Bye-bye. Let's unbox them because I think it would be, all right, there y'all go. All right, there. Ah, the curls are out today.